It's really important as an entrepreneur or human being to really believe that you can do it and that you're smart enough to do it.
Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and the wisdom of how they sold their first million.
Yeah, I think it's really important, Harry, for everyone to remember that money is not, you said it. I'm just repeating what you said in a different way, which is in my book, is that everybody thinks, go ask anybody you know, anybody that's listening to this, and ask them what they're going to do if they win the lottery. And they're all going to have answers. And I'm here to tell you that with winning the lottery comes a lot of, challenges. You don't know who your friends are. I dated many men who were just lovely, but they weren't there for me. I mean, kind of. They were there for the money. And
if you check the statistics, you will find out that a really high percentage of people that win the lottery, after 3 to 5 years, they lose it all because the finance, worse, they end up in debt. Because if you don't have the finance literacy and the ability to be sensible and invest this money effectively, it can be all gone really easy. You can hardly, there are people that say, okay, I inherited this money, I don't deserve it, so I don't want to know about it. I want my accountant to handle it. Then out of a blink of the eye, the accountant is gone with me. And so you embrace it. You say, okay, I have it. I have children. So in the same way that I'm going to embrace it and I'm going to multiply it, which is a huge responsibility. You took a huge take. So I don't think that you should see yourself as a winning lottery. I think that you should see yourself as a very brave woman that took the money and actually make it work. Do you know how many people I know that they find funding millions of dollars and they waste it all and money from investors? So having the money, it doesn't mean, and it's even worse because I started from zero. So I'm making, my family, they are no entrepreneurs. So I have to learn by, I invest the property, then, but I'm making mistakes down the line, but because I have little money, I lost little money when I was lending, right? So when the company grew, and I already was selling millions, I already knew a lot because I lost little money. So, but when you dealing with the big ticket, like we shared before the broadcast, you will make, if you are in real estate, for sure, you're gonna make mistakes. There's no way that everything's gonna be perfect. And the mistake in real estate that's what nobody talks about. Is minimum 50,000, 100,000, 200,000, $500,000. Just a tiny mistake, just a miscalculation, just to trust someone that you thought that was amazing. Just one tiny thing, and you take a hit with a lot of money. So this is the first thing, and actually, this story could be very good to empower other women because I think that people, Suzanne, are very our surroundings, are very sometimes they are very good to put you down, because they don't have what you have, so it's very easy to sit in a family dinner or with friends. I say, well, she inherited this money. I have to work for my one, but she's the lucky one, blah blah blah. So sometimes,
my whole life is filled with that.
Yeah. So, but then Suzanne, here's the thing, right? Because it's happened to me. Everyone that is successful, you have that other way. Look, this is the thing. If you're not successful, this is sometimes the price that you pay for being successful. Yeah. However, you choose, you have a choice to design your life and your business around people that appreciate for who you are. yeah, and people that love you for who you are. So in the same way, I'm in the stage of my life that I don't need to prove anything to anybody, right? So I only spend my time with people that I like you.
For
We
you.
with people that they are positive. Yeah, I travel a lot with my girlfriend. We travel all over the world. We do. We speak in stages internationally to help people how to about the topics how to grow the business because this is something that we love to do and but we go on holiday at the same time right so the whole thing is that you removing toxic people from your life uh, is gonna and I understand sometimes it's impossible because they're inside your family and you choose friends or
Right.
choose your family but there is a work that we all, including me, have done a lot of work on ourselves. Yeah. Um, what it really we make it mean because if we allow people on ourselves to get you, yeah. This is when everything it becomes really really difficult, right?
Right. Can
However,
I can I
yeah, go ahead,
can
go
I
ahead.
so I think that's great, and yes, they can be in your family. I've got a couple of them, and I can't
Everybody
really.
has it.
I have four pillars of my business. This is kind of happens post writing the book. One, especially for women, take personal responsibility, and that does not mean taking too much, ladies. That does not mean saying, "Oh, it's all my fault" in either your business or your personal life. I love the intersection of love and money, so it could be business and whatever. Secondly, is set appropriate boundaries, and I have learned a very specific way. This is how I coach. If it is not a hell yeah, it's a no. So that goes back to listening to your intuition around how to invest. If it doesn't feel right, do not do it. Do not do business with friends. Number three, well, number two is setting boundaries. Number three is what you just addressed, which I think is super important, which is not taking things personally, because they are everybody. I guarantee you, I had some man come up to me when I first moved to Aspen. I didn't know anyone. I was at a party somehow. I don't remember who. And he's like, "Well, you have $40 million in the bank." And I was like, "Well, how do you know that? I've just
Absolutely.
really introduced myself." He's like, "Well, everybody knows." Now, Harry, I'd really like to tell you back then I had $40 million in my bank account. I'd like to tell you right now I have $40 million. But the fact is that everybody has judgments, and they often try to put you down. And you know what? This could also go into, if you're very smart, they'll go, "Well, he's so lucky because he's smart. Well, he's lucky because he did this." And you know, it's challenging to keep your chin up and keep moving forward and keep aligning yourself with scale. Go back to scale. That your business, you don't have to do it all at once,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
And you
And
can change your mind about what you're doing. You said real estate. This isn't making me happy. I'm gonna go
yeah,
do something else.
absolutely. Yeah. And it's a process that we all been there. And I think to find ourselves, yeah, um, it's a process that is not easy. Like, for example, sometimes I wonder if I lost 10 years of my life. I never will find out because I built this real estate business because I want to make money. I want to become a millionaire and I want to have money, right? And then I'm 10, 12 years, 15 years building this business. And and after all is done, and after actually my managers told me from my office, "Harry, go home. We don't need you in this company anymore. We can run this without you." So it was literally running on autopilot. I make myself obsolete in my own company,
That's great.
and then I'm at home and I'm empty. Yeah. And it's a position, that people will say, "Okay, I go and travel the world and everything." And that's the other thing, Suzanne, that I want to share with you, right? Which is very important. Nobody talks about. Everybody talks about how to deal with failure, right? but nobody talks about how to deal with success. And it's really, really difficult. Yeah. In the same way that you feel that you won the lottery, that I can tell you you haven't. You receive an inheritance for your parents that worked really, really hard and give it to you because you deserve it for who you are, right? And they decided to do that because they are your parents, but they're also entrepreneurs, and they know that if they give it to you, you're not gonna waste it. Yeah, so it's not a lottery; it's a conscious decision of an entrepreneur that happen to be your parents, right? But some that aside, and this is true story happened to me, right? I'm literally my team sent me home, and I'm here at home with all this money coming every month, and I'm uncomfortable. I'm like my head is spinning around. This is something wrong. I wake up like before I was busy with the business. Now I'm waking up, and all what I do is be in a black room watching movies all the time. I love movies, and my head spinning all the time. Like this is something wrong. How come all this money is coming to me without working, without anything? And then my head goes on and on and on and on and on. Guess what happened? One day I open the door. I go to Brick Lane in London. I open a restaurant. I'm putting Harry Spanish stuff, and I lost 200,000. Also, my other businesses also collapsed because of that. Yeah. So deal with success. If you don't work on yourself and you don't embrace that you deserve it and it's for you, you will self-sabotage, right? And in a blink, all can be gone, right? So it's important that we talk about this subject because I think you're great. I think you're amazing. You make all this money and you haven't self-sabotage yourself, which is something that happens to a lot of people. If I tell you a story to people from this very same podcast, I already interviewed over 500 millionaires. If I tell you a story from this podcast, people making millions, lose everything, end up in the couch of the mom, go back again, lose it again. So it's a lot of internal work going into this, and a lot of. So, what would be your biggest? So, my question to you is: where do you find the strength to amplify the wealth that you inherited, but also to take always conscious decisions, regardless what your family or whatever criticizing you, to keep it, because it's more hard to keep it actually to make it.
Right. That's a good question because I have somebody very close in my family who really is. I think he has my best interest in mind, but he continually puts me down. And I don't really know what that's all about, but it has bothered me, and then I get very defensive. And I was just listening to Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People. He's dead, but his daughter, who's got to be in her 60s or 70s, made a new edition. What a brilliant book.
Absolutely. Wow. Is the favorite of my girlfriend.
Yeah. So I think that it's important to, as you say, to always work on yourself, to recognize, just as an aside, I gave a lot of money to boyfriends, thinking I was trying to equalize. Now, there would be no equalization unless I gave them half, and I wasn't willing to do that. But
you don't have to.
Yeah, the interesting thing for me is that each one of them has very special characteristics, and they're smart, but the money washed through their fingers like this. They had it and it was gone. Because I think it's really important as an entrepreneur or human being to really believe that you can do it and that you're smart enough to do it. And I'm sure everybody here knows people where the money just would wash their fingers, and then some people that somehow are able to make it and create it and build it and whatever. And what's the difference in that mindset? I think it's about for me, it's about being a very generous person and making really good decisions and looking out for the good of the whole and not just that thing that you started off talking about, how, money drove you to want to be successful. And in the end, you were like, okay, well, I got some money. I mean, it's great. You got food, water, shelter. That's good. You got nice clothes. I can get on a plane and fly where I want, but that's not necessarily the thing that's going to make me happy inside of my own skin.
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.